Right, hi there. Going through what you've been submitting to Edmodo, which is fantastic. Lots of really good, clear working on there. A couple of you have asked about 17C question 10. A couple of you have submitted answers which agree with the book, 17C question 10. Well, good news and bad news. Good news, I will go through it. Bad news, I don't agree with the book. So those people who've got it right, at the moment, I don't think you've got it right for the correct reasons. I've got the question written here on the screen, so you can read that quickly as you pause it. Right, why don't I think the book is correct? The first thing I want to do is change that little to a 0 there and 0 there, but you'll see later why it doesn't change what I'm going to explain to you. The first thing I wanted to show you was their answers are not consistent with what they tell you in the question. So they're saying that the velocity upwards should be 13.5 and the height of the first cliff should be 7.53, which would make the height of the second cliff 12.03. Right, if you use that information to see if we can get the 18.2, if we sub that into, quote the rule using, v squared is u squared plus 2as, we've got 13.5 squared, we've got, well, I've got to decide which direction is positive, which one's negative, so I'm going to decide, to make life easier, that upwards is positive, which means that the acceleration is negative and the displacement at the end is negative as well. That is crucial, particularly for those couple of people who thought they got the right answer. This is where I disagree with you. So if you put two negative values in there, 329, 18.2, all well and good, we get the first answer. If you use u is 13.5, g is minus 9.81 and s is minus 12.03, because in the second question it ends up 4.5 meters lower than it started. If the cliff's 4.5 meters higher, then this value changes to minus 12.03. If you put minus 12.03 there and 13.5 there and half of 9.81 there, that rearranges, that t-squared term becomes positive, the t term is negative, the constant term is still negative. Use the calculator and you get those two values. Neither of those is the 2.97 that the question suggested it should be. Yeah, 2.97. So that second, for the second cliff, the answers don't agree. Right then, how do I think the question should have been done? And this answers the question people asking where they should start with it. Right, first of all, diagrams, and list what we know. So we know the acceleration is minus 9.81 for both of them, if we assume that upwards is positive. We know that in the first question, the velocity when it hit the floor is minus 8.2. We know that the time was 2.97 for the second question. We know both of them share the same initial velocity. Right, this is how I'm going to treat the height. In the first question, at the end of the flight of the projectile, it's at a height of the displacement is minus h. For the second one, the displacement is minus h and 4.5 added. Right. Use v squared is v squared is u squared plus 2as for the first one, and we get the 18.2 squared. A negative and a negative make a positive, so we get the negative and negative make the positive, and we get this formula here. Right, if we take the second set of information and use s equals ut plus half at squared, the displacement at the end is minus h, take 4.5, t times the u, and half times a times t squared, half times 9.81 times 2.97 squared gives that. If you, right, we've got a pair of simultaneous equations now. We've got that and that. It's what's it simplest? Simplest to rearrange the linear, which is this is equation 1. make h the subject, so replace the h in 2 by that. I think we get u squared. 19.62 multiplied by the minus 2.97 is that. And 19.62 times the 38.77 is that. By all means, go check through the working here. I've got it wrong. You correct it. If I take the 331.24 from the 760, I get that. If you use the calculator, you get these two answers for u. The first answer of u gives that for S minus 180, 108.5, which, for that gives you a value of h of that, and h can't be negative. I put in h to be the height of the cliff. That is wrong, okay, and I'm also going to change that to be a nice h. That should be an h there. 38.77, take 2.97 times the 49.6 gives an answer which is not valid. The height of the cliff can't be negative, so get rid of that, get rid of that. Whereas the second answer of 8.65 gives this height of the cliff as 13.1. Those are the pair of answers I think are correct, okay? Have a look at that, go through it, good luck with that. If you're not sure about something, people have asked about me to go through things, I can do this for any of the questions, okay? Good luck with the rest of them.